Hello everyone. Non-cooperation movement in the different sections of the society, movement in towns, movement in the countryside, that is in the villages, and finally movement in the plantation areas. Did you notice something everywhere when we discussed about the towns, about the peasants in the rural areas and about the plantation? If you notice something, you must have noticed that the concept of Swaraj was taken differently by the different sections of the society. Whereas the concept of Swaraj for Congress was that Britishers may live in India, but the government should be Indianized. There should be Indian government, Swaraj. Have you noticed that in the towns, by the shopkeepers, by the merchants, by the producers, what was the concept of Swaraj? The concept of Swaraj for them was there should be domestic products. For students and teachers, there should be Indian institutions. For the lawyers, the concept of Swaraj was that there should be Indian courts. Similarly, in the village areas, the concept of Swaraj for the peasants was that they will get their lands back in their own villages and they will not be forced to work for the landlords and the talukdars. For the barbers and the washermen, the concept of Swaraj was that they will be able to do their work on their own according to their own wish and they will not be forced to provide free services to the so-called strong sections of the society. And finally, the concept of Swaraj for the workers in the plantation areas was that they should retain a link with their village. They should retain a link with their family. So, just notice all these things. The concept of Swaraj was different for different people. Similarly, we talked about in the plantation areas, we were talking about the story of Assam, where people, the plantation workers, when they heard of Gandhiji's non-cooperation movement, they left the plantation areas without the permission of the Britishers according to the Inland Emigration Act of 1859, I told you yesterday, and headed home. But they never reached their destination on the way. They were stranded on the way, met with the steamer strike and railway strike. They could not cross the rivers. They could not go to their villages or to their homes, to their destination, rightward. And they were caught and beaten brutally and brought back to the plantation areas. But remember that the name of Gandhi was chanted as the slogan was adopted, Swatantra Bharat. And these people, the workers in the plantation areas, the peasants, they all related the freedom struggle with all India agitation. Again, do you notice something? Congress is not supporting these sections because they had a fear that the higher, so-called the upper section, the talukdars, the landlords, they will be, the industrialists, they will be alienated from the Congress. They were not supporting them, but they, when they chanted the name of Gandhi, when they adopted the slogan of Purna Swaraj, they related their freedom struggle with all India agitation, including the Congress. Meanwhile, Gandhiji had to call off the non-cooperation movement. Why? It is again your 3 marks topic. See your NCERT pages 60, 61, 62, 63. In all these pages, you will get whatever I am talking about. In January, the movement started January 1921, but by February 1922, Gandhiji had to call off the movement. Now why? Chauri Chaura incident, simply your map work also. Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur. There is a police station in Chauri Chaura, Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. A peaceful procession of Gandhiji's followers. Obviously, they were peaceful because they were satyagrahis. They were marching through the Chauri Chaura police station. They were very peacefully going. At Chauri Chaura, British police attacked on them without any reason. Many people were wounded, many followers of Gandhiji were hurt. As a result, some young followers of Gandhiji also turned violent. They entered the Chauri Chaura police station and burnt it, set it on fire. That is, burnt it. Burning 22 British policemen alive inside the police station. So there was violence. The news spread like a wildfire. Everybody came to know that Gandhiji's followers have burned the police station. 22 Britishers were burnt, and because they were attacked by the British police. As soon as the news reached to Gandhi that his movement had turned violent, because Gandhiji's views was non-violence and truth. So as soon as he got the news that his movement had turned violent, Gandhiji called off the movement, although people were unhappy that this was the stage when Britishers could they could realize that how Indians can be so aggressive and Swaraj could be had. But at this juncture, Gandhiji called off the movement because according to Gandhi, it went against his ideals. So the movement was called off. Calling off the movement by Gandhiji led to a drift among the Congress members. So this is your 3 marks topic, why Gandhiji called off the non-cooperation movement, or you can get a direct question, what was Chauri Chaura incident, and map work also, right? Now, this incident led to a division between the Congress members. Some of the followers of Gandhiji were not happy when they came to know that the movement had been called off. So the two groups were Swarajists and no changers. Again a question, who were Swarajists? 3 marks topic. Swarajists were led by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. Remember, this was the group about which we were talking day before about a tussle in the Congress. So immediately when Gandhiji called off the movement, Swarajists led by C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru, they were separated from Gandhiji. They decided to participate in the elections of the provincial legislature which were declared. Previously it was imperial legislature election on which there was a tussle. Now the election for the provinces were due, and they decided to separate from Gandhi and participate in the election. However, there was second group called the radicals. Again the question, who were radicals? So for your convenience, we have, or historians have given the radicals the term of no changers. Although they were also against the calling of the movement by Gandhiji, but they still decided not to change. So it will help you to learn this group, the radicals. They were led by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose. Father and the son, they were on a rival party. So this was no changes or the radicals. They still decided to support Gandhi, because although they were against the calling of the movement by Gandhi, but because Gandhiji had become a very popular personality by now, and they thought that if we also leave Gandhiji's leadership, he would be ridiculed publicly. After all, he is an Indian and he is the leader of the Congress, so he would be ridiculed publicly. So they still decided to support Gandhi. And why they are called radicals? Because they were in favor of another mass agitation, another mass movement. Remember, when Gandhiji launched the non-cooperation movement, at the same time he also said that if the movement turns violent, or if the government uses repression, as they use repression in Chauri Chaura, then a civil disobedience movement will be started, will be launched. So the no changers or the radicals, they were still in favor of another mass agitation that we will read. In between there are certain incidents. We will read these incidents first, then we will switch over to the civil disobedience movement. So this is your one topic complete, a long answer, short topic in between, 3 marks and 1 mark, and about the map. Since the calling of the movement by Gandhi, 2 factors again shaped Indian politics, 3 marks topic. There were 2 factors that again shaped the Indian politics. The first factor was the worldwide economic depression or economic crisis. What does it mean? What does economic crisis or economic depression mean? It means lack of money, simple. Because World War was very costly. All the countries, they had spent lots of money to win the war. And after the World War, they had lack of money. They had no money. Whereas in India, there was acute depression. The countryside was in turmoil. You have read that villagers were called upon to supply the soldiers and peasants went to war during the First World War. Crop failed. Commercial farmers were in turmoil because they grew wheat and other crops as commercial farmers, feeling that they will be sold in the market and we will be able to earn good profit. But there were no buyers. There were no buyers in the market. So there was acute economic depression. People could not pay revenue to the British government. So these two, and countryside was in turmoil. So these factors again shaped Indian politics. Meanwhile, in Britain there were elections and Tory government came to the power. One mark question. Tory government came to the power and the Tory government appointed Simon Commission to go to India to look into the working of the Act of 1919, that was Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, or rightly called the Act of 1919, which was rejected by the Indians, but still it was imposed. And Tory government asked the Simon Commission to go to the in India, to go to the people and suggest if anything they wanted in the Act of 1919. In 1928, Simon Commission arrived in India. Simon Commission was opposed by the Indians because it was headed by Sir John Simon, one mark question, and the other Englishman. No Indian was included in the commission. So Indians were not happy on the arrival of the Simon Commission. Simon Commission could not even submit its report to the Britishers. There was agitation by the Indians. They showed Simon Commission black flags that we are not happy on your arrival. They raised the slogans, "Go back, Simon." They threw stones on them, and British police attacked on this mob, on these agitators, and in this attack Lala Lajpat Roy died of lathi blows. And this was a great setback to the Congress, that a very old and a very prestigious leader, Lala Lajpat Roy, because of lathi blows, he was dead on the spot. So this led to a turning point in the national movement of India. We will study about it. What was this turning point? What made the Britishers to send Lord Irwin to India to promise something or to give a vague offer? And what led to the national movement of India further after Lala Lajpat Roy was killed? What was the strategy? What were the methods that were adopted by the Congress to make the Britishers realize that they are not doing good for India, they are not doing good for the country, and they are behaving as foreigners. So till then, it is a very good bye from me. Prepare your notes and don't forget to do your math work.